It is 2025. There's no reason you shouldn't have your passport. But in case you don't, here are some places that are travel friendly for people that don't have their passport. But if you don't have your ID or your driver's license, then you might as well just click off this video because you really need to get your priorities straight. So what's up guys, my name is Makayla and it is my dream to travel the world fashionably, and I have been to 3 countries and it is my goal to knock off all 50 states. I've been to at least half of them, I think, or close to half, something like that, but I need to go ahead and get my passport stamped up. I know that some people don't have their passport yet. I don't know why, but you know, we ain't gonna throw shade. We're just gonna help those people out, whether they're waiting on their application, whether they're still waiting to put in their application. I am here to provide information, okay? So your big sis, your good sis, got information on places that you can travel to and have a good time. It is still part of the US, but it is not a 50 state. So you guys forget that it is 50 states and US territories. So you can travel to these territories without having a passport. You can just provide them with like your what is it when your permit or your driver's license, but you have to have that, okay? I just really want to stress that because some people be riding around here dirty. Okay, so first up is the US Virgin Islands, USVI, and I just grabbed a couple of like little tidbits of information to help you travel a little bit more savvy. But what I always do before I travel anywhere, whether that's a state or a country, is I always gather information on that place, whether it's places to go for my itinerary or that cultural norms, things to make sure that I respect their culture and rules of their country. So if they say don't wear camo, Jamaica, then don't wear camo, you know? If that's don't film other people, that's something that recently came up in Morocco. People don't like to be filmed, so don't go to that country disrespecting people's culture. But let's get back into the video. So the U.S. Virgin Islands, it consists of St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John. All are so beautiful. The currency is the U.S. dollar, and credit cards are widely accepted. You'll learn when you start to travel a lot that credit cards for the most part are widely accepted. Don't be getting them weird credit cards, them ones that ain't nobody heard of. Get the ones that, you know, are pretty reputable, XYZ. And then also when you do your research on a country, because I've traveled to countries that, I mean, I won't say not a lot of people have been to, but people are like, why are you going to that country? Because I want to. But just do your research and it'll tell you like a lot of places will take it, a lot of shops and like the airport and stuff like that. But once you start getting into mom and pop shop restaurants, you're going to want to have that currency. Peak season is December to March for best weather, but there's also going to be higher prices, of course, because it's tourist and all that stuff. I tend to want to travel during off season, especially when you're in the Caribbean. It's going to be nice weather all the time anyways, but you might tend to run into rainy season as well. Keep that in mind. Part of doing your research. September through November are the rainiest months on average. You can island hop by ferry. They said it's usually like a 40-minute ferry between each island. You must use reef safe sunscreen. So with a lot of islands, especially like Hawaii, the Bahamas and stuff like that, you're going to have to use reef safe sunscreen. So if you go to like Walgreens before your trip and you get sunscreen and it is not reef safe, even if it is under the 3.4 ounce limit, if they pull that at TSA, they will toss it. So you can get on Amazon, it's cheap. I just traditionally buy reef safe sunscreen. Even like when I'm at home, even if I'm not traveling, you're supposed to wear sunscreen 24/7, 365 days of the year anyways, but I always buy reef safe sunscreen, period. It's just a good practice to get around so you don't have to, you know, and it doesn't have to be expensive. If you wait until you go to the islands to buy reef safe sunscreen, it's going to be like $20, $30. So buy it before you go to the islands. There are trolleys to get around the island for about $10, and it should be able to navigate you to pretty much all around the island. So that is the U.S. Virgin Islands. And this is just what I heard. So again, do your research. I have not been to any of these places. I usually travel to states or to countries. I have not been to any of the U.S. territories. Maybe I will make that a point. If you guys want me to make trips to these territories, then let me know, and your big sis got you. Next is Puerto Rico. I have not been to Puerto Rico yet. Okay, but that would definitely be on my list. So the currency is US dollars, of course. Transportation is mixed reviews. So here's what I heard. It's mixed reviews on whether you should rent a car or if you should use Uber. They do use Uber there. So this is what I'll say. This is from what I've heard from a lot of the videos. So basically, if you're staying in Old San Juan or in San Juan just in general, you can just use Ubers. But if you're going to go outside of the city, or if you're going to city hop, then you're going to want to rent a car, because if you're staying within the city, the Ubers are going to be about like $8, or you know, they're going to be reasonable prices, which $8, that's a good deal. But if you're going to cross cities and stuff like that, they can say it'd be upwards of like $70. And then you got $70 there, $70 back. Okay, you got to think about that. But they were saying like if you rent a car, it could be like $30 a day, and the girl said like she found one as cheap as $8 a day. So you're basically paying the Uber price for the rent a car, but she said it was just one, and we don't know when that video was filmed, so there was that. They also said you're going to want to get out of San Juan. Me as a traveler, I don't personally like resorts like that. I like to stay in like Airbnbs or a hotel. If I do a resort, it might be for like 1 or 2 days, and then I like to go out exploring. I like to see what the country really has to offer and immerse myself in the true culture. That's just me personally as a traveler, because why would you travel to a country just to get the Americanized version of what they have to offer? You might as well just stay in America for that. They got drinks, they got all inclusive. No, I want to get the true experience of what that country has to offer. So that's just my take on it. So you can do a mixture of Ubers and renting a car and stuff like that. They said the hotels and resorts have options to rent cars as well. And then they said hurricane season is June to November. That may vary. Do your research. Next is Guam. Guam, renting a car is most cost effective. It is also the most private and independent transportation option. There's also buses. Again, you're going to lose that independent and privacy option, I guess I would say. Imported prices, things can be a bit more pricey. Gas, snacks, kind of like Hawaii. Hawaii is super expensive, but that's because they import all of their stuff from the mainland. So that's just something to be aware of. Big part of their culture is respect. So it's called the Chamorro culture, or I still have to do a little bit more research on it. But it's big. They're big on respect, respecting their elders, respecting each other, and I really do love that. So just make sure that when you go there, have some respect. I think that a lot of US tourists and travelers really lack the common respect factor for other people's cultures, and that's something that we have to be more cognizant of, is just respecting one another. And if you don't know, then find out. You know, we have internet nowadays, so you can't say that you didn't know, you know. So definitely make sure that you do that. They use the US dollar. The island is only 36 miles long. That really shocked me. So like you could literally get around the entire island in a day. But another girl also said like there's so much to get lost in that you couldn't cover the entire island in just one day. That is hilarious. Oh, that is hilarious. I just got a message from my cousin, but that's hilarious. So yes, the roads, I found this out. I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, that is honestly astonishing and actually really, really cool too. The roads are made out of cement and coral reef. If that is true, that is so cool, and what a way to use resources. I wonder how the locals feel about that. Like, are they proud about it? Do they not care? Like, is it just like, oh, okay, like it is what it is? Do they know about it? Like, I wonder how they feel about that. And then I found out that there are no freeways on the island, which, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. If the island is only 36 miles long, why would you need a freeway? And they said there's no traffic. There's no traffic. There's no traffic. My American city brain cannot comprehend no traffic. Like, I would have to go see it, because the way traffic is here, it is so stressful, it is so cringy, it is so annoying. Like, oh, I just want to experience no traffic. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's Guam. Next is the American Samoa. I still want to learn how to pronounce it because they say it a certain way that I'm just so infatuated with. I just love how they pronounce it. If you go on TikTok and just listen to them pronounce it, they don't say Samoa, they say, I forgot how they pronounce it, but I want to learn how to pronounce it correctly. So it is the island in the South Pacific by New Zealand and Australia. And Samoa and American Samoa are two different places. So it's like some American Samoa is like right here, and then Samoa is like a little bit down here. They're not far from each other, but they're two different places. So make sure that you make the distinguishment. Like if you're booking tickets or anything of the sort, make sure that you know that they are two different places. They use the US dollar, and it was kind of hard to find a lot of information, although I only looked on TikTok. But again, they are part of the Chamorro culture, and they're big on respect, things of that nature. And then there's the Northern Mariana Islands, collection of 14 islands, but only 5 are inhabited. I'm pretty sure that, you know, a couple stragglers might be on a couple of the islands, but for the main part, only 5 are inhabited. And then I also found out that you have attendants to pump your gas. How nice would that be? How nice. Probably give people jobs here, but you know America's a little ghetto, so you couldn't rely on that. But yeah, that's pretty much the places. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just gave you 5 places you can go if you don't have your passport. But honey, it's 2025. Get your passport. While you waiting on your passport to come, you can travel to these places, but get your passport, please and thank you. So yeah, my name is Makayla, and it is my dream to travel the world fashionably. Go ahead and check out my other videos. I have done solo travel vlogs, I've done fashion videos, the whole 9 yards. And I would love if you guys would stay. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when I post. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.